Salve, Mr. Davila here. So we're looking at the story in Triclinio, which is on page 25 of your 4th edition textbook. What you need to do is learn the vocabulary. And there are 2 schools of thought, probably more ways to learn the vocabulary. Some people like to learn the vocabulary just by drilling the vocabulary, like taking this list and just going down that list and practicing it over and over again until you memorize the words. You could use flashcards. You could go to Quizlet. You could have your mom or your dad question you words. Fire off words until you just learn them that way, one word at a time. And that can certainly work for you. Other people would prefer to learn the words in context. In other words, reading the story over and over again until you learn the words that way. And so you've got those 2 ways. Personally, I think it's very, very helpful to do a little bit of both. I think flashcards are an amazing way to quickly and efficiently learn the meanings of the words, but also seeing them in the context of the story can also really help them stick in your mind. Okay, so here's the story in Triclinio. Let's get into it. Grumio triclinium intrat. Grumio enters the dining room. Grumio pavonem portat. Grumio carries the peacock. Clemens triclinium intrat. Clemens enters the dining room. Clemens vinum portat. Clemens carries the wine. Caecilius pavonem gustat. Caecilius tastes the peacock. Pavo est optimus, Caecilius clamat. The peacock is wonderful, Caecilius shouts, exclaims. Mercator quoque pavonem gustat. The merchant also tastes the peacock. Mercator cenam laudat. The merchant praises the dinner. So Caecilius obviously is not eating alone. He's got a merchant having dinner with him. And probably the merchant is a very good friend of his. And maybe they're going to do a little business. Who knows? But they are having dinner together. Dominus quoquum laudat. And I guess Metella's probably not eating with them. I think that the Roman women would often dine separately. Dominus quoquum laudat. The master praises the cook. And in this case, the master would probably be Caecilius. He's the master of the house. Grumio exit. Grumio leaves. Ancilla intrat. A slave girl enters. Ancilla suaviter cantat. The slave girl sings sweetly. Ancilla dominum delectat. The slave girl delights the master. Ancilla mercatorem delectat. The slave girl delights the merchant. Mox dominus dormit. Soon the master sleeps. Soon the master is sleeping. Amicus quoque dormit. The friend also sleeps. So she comes in, she's singing, and she puts him to sleep. The master is sleeping, and the friend is also sleeping. Grumio triclinium intrat et circum spectat. Grumio enters the dining room and looks around. This is a compound word. It's circum, which means around, like a circle, and it's spectat, which means he looks. like your spectacles or a spectator. So put them together, look around. Cocus kibon immensa videt. So the cook, cocus, the cook sees the food on the table. Grumio kibum consumit et vinum bibit. Grumio eats the food and drinks the wine. Caecilius grumionem non videt. Caecilius does not see Grumio, because he's asleep. Cocus in triclinio magnifice cenat. The cook dines magnificently in the dining room. Cocus ancillam spectat. The cook sees, the cook watches the slave girl. Ancilla grumionem delectat. The slave girl delights Grumio. Grumio ancillam delectat. Grumio delights the slave girl. Grumio est laetissimus. Grumio is most happy. There you go. And let me just point out quickly the grammar point, the grammar message behind this story. It is your subject, nominative case, versus your accusative case, which is your direct object. Take a look at the word peacock. Pawonem. Grumio pawonem portat. The subject is Grumio because he's doing the action. Grumio is carrying. He's carrying the peacock, the pawonem. That there is in the accusative case. Notice how it ends in an M. Take a look at this sentence. Pavo est optimus. Pavo est optimus. The peacock is wonderful. The peacock is marvelous. The peacock is the best. But here, pavo is different from pawonem. Pavo is nominative case. That's because it's the subject in this sentence. It is wonderful. And in that case, it's not receiving any action. It is not a direct object. Nothing is happening to it. It's not getting cooked. It's not getting carried. It's not being eaten. It is simply awesome. So it is the subject, and therefore it's in the nominative case. So English does not do this the way that Latin does. It's the same word, peacock, peacock, but in one case it's pawonem, and the other case, pavo. So keep that in mind. It happened here again. Dominum and dominus. Both words mean master. And here again, it's happening here. Mercator, mercatorem. So in all of these cases, you're seeing the exact same word, but in the nominative case versus the accusative case. And they do look different. So that's just something to keep in mind. Nominative versus accusative case. It gets easier with practice, and all it takes is a few minutes a day. Have an awesome day. Call us if you have any questions. Bye.